awareness of how this is a human rights violation, enforced disappearances. And the number that was given was 8,000 enforced disappeared persons. Is this number understated?
I think, when one talks about Kashmir, one has to first and foremost, be aware of the fact that Kashmir is in the middle of a war, has been in the war since, last 30 years. India has basically enforced a war on people in Kashmir. And in any kind of a war-like situation, the first casualty is the truth. And in the case of, APDP or people who have been subjected to disappearances, there are various international human rights organizations which put the number between 8,000 to 10,000. But since, not everything can be documented in Kashmir, not everything could be documented, not, because of the war-like situation always going on, because of also the lack of resources human rights organizations have. I think this number is understated. It can be more, but it can't be less than that. So I think 8 to 10,000 is some rough kind of estimate that people have.
Yeah, and Mr. Naim, can you tell us, while you're conducting research for APDP, what are some of the key findings you have found out in, let's say, the past 6 months?
I think one of the major researches that we sort of carry out at APDP is the foremost is we document the cases of enforced disappearance, what are the circumstances in which they have happened, and then we also document how the Indian judiciary itself, despite people approaching the judiciary for justice, how Indian judiciary has not provided people justice, which in this case means return of their loved ones.
Yeah.
So, but one has to understand, in Kashmir, Indian state is at war with the memory of people. So APDP, in a sense, is also a movement that fights the forgetfulness. If you really look, let's say, for example, 30 years ago, someone has been subjected to enforced disappearance, and the Indian state tries people, should forget about it. But one of the major contributions and, one of the major aspects of the work of APDP is it has kept the memory of the disappeared alive, and till this date, it is still demanding their whereabouts. The simple message that APDP has sort of is, giving across the board and always demanding the government of India is, if you have taken our loved ones in front of us, just return them to us.